I am Spartan.
You personally are Sparta?
Yeah, like this is Sparta. Oh. Okay, we're not actually in Sparta, but I feel really great. I mean, 300, baby.
Did you like the first 300?
Loved it.
Really?
Loved it. Inspiring, based on, you know, the Alan Moore adaptation of the whole story, the Soldiers of Thermopylae, or however you pronounce it. I loved it. I loved it. Even the CGI muscles. Loved it.
I really don't know what you're talking about at all. That movie was awful. I cannot believe it was such a big hit. I get that there was a lot of shirtlessness going on. It looked fake. I don't want a sequel to this movie.
Well, then you probably don't want to watch this.
Xerxes was reborn a god. Artemisia trusted no one, though in the cover of night, the palace was cleansed of all Xerxes' allies. And as the God King stood before his people, Artemisia watched her flawless manipulation take shape.
For glory's sake, for vengeance' sake. War!
Yep.
Yeah.
You watched it.
I did watch 300, Rise of an Empire. I like Gerard Butler as a person.
Yeah.
I think he's made a lot of bad choices. When Gerard Butler chooses not to do a movie or isn't involved, I mean, granted, at the beginning of 300, Rise of an Empire, his character from the first one is dead. But trust me, if he wanted to do the sequel, they would have kept him alive or revived him or whatever.
Right.
When he doesn't want to do a movie, that says something about whether it should be made or not. This one looks bad, tons of nonsensical voiceover. I mean, none of it makes sense, and I get that. I mean, why do people go to see a movie like this? Just to see a lot of like sword fighting? Is that all they're looking for?
It's action. It's action. It's mindless. It's inspiring because it's the idea of being a soldier and, you know, not having emotions and being tough. I mean, it's kind of the same reason people go see like The Expendables. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing. Aside from the fact that I was noticing that no one in this era seems to have chest hair. It's interesting that that just wasn't invented yet, I guess, at this time.
It was like the 20s, yeah.
But these guys, these soldiers who are supposedly just farmhands and doing the best they can, they are apparently so good at fighting that when they kill their victims, none of their blood, which is going all over the place, flies on their shaved chests. And the reason is because the blood is fake and the movie doesn't know how to make itself look real. And you could say that's nitpicking from a critic, and who cares? But you know what? When you're watching a movie, do you want it to look real, or do you want it to look like a lot of CGI? I think we both know the answer to that.
I want blood.
You always say that.
So, Matt, one of the things that's interesting about this movie is the fact that, I mean, it didn't really need a sequel.
No, Ernest, it did not need a sequel. And I realize that this is not the first time anyone has said this, but it's worth repeating. Just because a movie makes a lot of money doesn't mean it needs a sequel. I sort of couldn't believe, I forgot that the first 300 was 2006? 8 years ago already? No one is sitting around in 2014 saying, oh man, can't believe a 300 sequel hasn't come along yet.
Man, I'm waiting for a new 300.
It's over, let it go. If you can't do it right, don't do it at all. Obviously, as I said, the first one wasn't done right either, but this sequel, no. No, 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 no.
All right, Matt. Kind of get a vibe here, but I always have to ask, 300 Rise of an Empire. Good or what?
Ernest, this was still co-written by Zack Snyder, but he didn't want to direct the sequel. Butler's out. Sullivan Stapleton is the star here from Cinemax's Strike Back. I'm sure almost no one recognizes him from that. They should just put this straight to DVD or something. I don't know.
Just ultimate what? Like with a capital W.
I wouldn't say ultimate, but yeah.
Yikes. All right, folks. That wraps up this edition of Good or What. My name is Ernest Wilkins.
I'm Matt Pais.
We will see you next time.